weatherman said 14 degrees this morning, and believe me, I said to Barbara, about 2 o'clock, 24 degrees easily. You know, I think that stands pretty strong. It really, really does. So, folks, I tell you what, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107fm, and I want to welcome along everybody that's joining us live this morning here at Galaxy. Believe me, if you're going to watch a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do, right? No, you do. Seriously. Honestly, by now you do. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell notifications when we have important people joining us, much like Revolution Engine today. They're coming out of Alberta, Canada, and looking forward to meeting up with Glenn. Ken was supposed to join us, but I think he's on the road somewhere, so we'll accept that. Only going to be doing a very, very short interview of a couple of songs due to technical issues that we had earlier on, so we apologise about that. Thumb? Well, I tell you what, like us, get epileptic with that. Go on. Double dare you to do that. Like us and sub. Go on. Yeah, become part of the noise. That's the Galaxy family around the world, and believe me, folks, it's growing exponentially every day. You know, today, as I said, we're going to Alberta, Canada, but we're also very, very happy to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Records, and Sony Music, The Orchard. So much so, check this out.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107fm in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, and Sony Music, The Orchard.
And at the same time, you may notice that this is a new studio. Yeah, Nexus has arrived. It's alive. We're about to do it. And, you know, the very first victims, I gotta be honest with you, is, of course, Glenn from Revolution Engine. Check it out. Well, that gives us a couple of minutes, my friend.
Yeah, sounds good.
I see everybody's on board this morning. Jennifer Lorena's on board. Shimmer Johnson's on board. Your Klein. Hope your show went well, my friend. We have absolutely promoted the hell out of it, so I hope it worked for you. Lisa Saunders. Hello, Lisa. Nice to have you on board from Rise Up TV, Big Records, and Sony Music. Pamela's there as well. Absolutely. Oh, Pamela's just texting away quite nicely. York says hello. Lisa says, hey, York. Oh, dear. So the family is on board, Glenn. It really, really is. So welcome to Galaxy.
All right, thanks. Thanks for having us. Sorry Kim couldn't join in. I think he's still on the road back from the festival we were hoping to play this weekend, but didn't work out. So he went and guested there for a bit and hung out with our friends. So
very, very cool. Well, you know, that happens. It really does. Celebration time today. New Zealand officially opens its borders to the rest of the world.
Oh, wow.
We can get back to work.
I've never been to New Zealand. I would love to come. I'd love to be there.
I would like to talk to you about that. And I was going to talk to you about that within the interview of the full interview. But we'll do a little condensed version of that simply because we've only got a couple of songs. You know what I mean?
Sure thing.
But I promise you, my friend, no ads in this. We certainly don't throw any ads into any of our interviews. But we do play stingers before and afterwards, stuff like that, if you know what I mean. And how many countries are tuned in this morning?
178.
Okay, there's 178 countries tuned in anticipation for this particular interview, my friend.
Cool.
How many cities?
Well, everyone from all over the world. That's awesome.
Okay, and 2,245 cities are tuned in.
Wow.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, we'll take that.
You know, guys, I am so impressed with you. I really am. Well done. So we have about a minute, 50 seconds to go.
Hello.
Has anybody warned you about me at any stage?
I did.
She warned me that that you were a big personality, I guess. But hey, that's good. That's what you need for radio.
Big personality. I'm sorry for disappointing you then.
He's just tall.
I'm just tall. I'm 6'2". But I'm a former stand-up comedian, so don't be surprised if I throw something at you somewhere in there. Okay?
Okay, I'll try to roll a little bit.
Yeah, you might recognise it when it's coming.
Thank you, Peter, for the compliment.
Yes. But I tell you, Glenn, in the news this morning was something rather interesting.
What was that?
Chickens are no longer crossing the road.
Oh, my wife and I were just talking about that the other day when we were driving out to where we're at. We're at our campsite this weekend, and yeah, I'm curious what your take is on that.
Yeah,
Why are they not crossing the road?
Well, because they're taking but let's go live to the desk, my friend. I'm sorry. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and so happy to have everybody on board this morning. Does that sound fuzzy to you? Can you hear fuzz through that? No, I've got them through the headphones. I better sort that out at some stage. Nice to have everybody on board, and today we're talking to Revolution Engine. Of course, Glenn's joining us. Nice to have you on board. Welcome to Galaxy, Glenn.
Welcome, awesome. Thanks very much for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, my friend. Unfortunately, we had a few technical issues. I'm not quite sure that it's our end, but, you know, it has actually happened. So we're only doing a very condensed show this morning, but thank you so much for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure. And they tell me that you are very, very familiar with Rise Up Television and Big Records.
Yes, it was kind of an interesting story how we ended up being involved. I guess it was about a month before the October tour through Alberta for Rise Up TV. It kind of fell in our lap to be able to be connected. We went from not knowing anything about Big Records, not knowing anything about Rise Up TV, to suddenly being on the tour within about a 6-week window. We had to get everything organized to be on the tour and to collect ourselves, get time off, all that kind of thing. And we had a blast doing it, honestly. 5 days straight through a number of the places that were familiar to us in Alberta, and we had some really great shows, really great connections developed with the other artists and Rise Up team. So, wow, what a great opportunity and what an awesome time for us.
Did you meet Tim Steinreich?
Absolutely, yeah. Tim was the the stage manager, and he was also performing. You know, it's actually kind of a funny story. Tim has his hands in lots of different events and bands and things. And we had actually played with him with another Canadian band quite some time ago. And we didn't realize it until during the tour for Rise Up. We kind of put it together that we had met before, but it'd been a few years before. So.
Well,
cool.
I got to be honest with you. I have a funny story about Tim too, but I'm going to tell you that one off air. Our very first meeting was absolutely hilarious, to say the least. I got to be honest. But we started off the show, and believe me, I'm really. You know, we got to start like we mean to end, don't we? So we started it off with War Child. Tell me a little bit about this track. How did you come to the lyrics?
Yeah, so the lyrics are Kim's work, our vocalist's work. but one of the things that our band does is tries to address key social issues of our time. And one of the things that had come across Ken's attention was this topic of children that were conscripted into war. Particularly, we see that fairly significantly within Africa and some of the conflicts there, but not just there. And so Ken wanted to put together a song about that and the challenges that it would mean for a child to recover from that when rescued.
So, okay, and believe me, I fully understand that. I really, really do. And respect to everybody coming out of Africa, literally. One of our biggest followers is through those regions in Africa too, to be very honest with you. So nice to have you addressing those issues. It really, really is. Now, Rebecca, coming out of North Carolina, is asking, Glenn, how do we get hold of you as a fan? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, Glenn, do you respond?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Probably the primary social media venue that are the two that we are most prevalent on, I would say, is Facebook and Instagram. I mean, we're on YouTube as well. We respond certainly to comments on YouTube, but Facebook and Instagram are probably the two main channels for us. We have Twitter, but if you want to find us on those channels, the easiest way is to actually go to our website, revolutionenginemusic.com, and from there you can find the links to those two primary social media channels.
Now, having said that, do you have merch on your .com? Can we go and buy products?
Not at the moment. We're working on that right as we speak. Actually, one of the big things that we're working on is a merchandise refresh. We've got a bunch of new stuff coming within probably the next month and a half to 2 months. And we will have a site through Square. We'll have a merch store there, and that'll be linked from our website. So you can look forward to that. We'll be posting pics of some designs and things in the coming days.
Very cool. Now, Glenn, I'm going to say to you straight away, once you get your merch all in place, how would you like to send me a couple of T-shirts? Now, this works. It really does. Today I'm wearing the Hammond Brothers. Spoke to them about an hour ago. I've got to be honest with you, Dale and Gail. And I've had people say, Glenn, literally while you're doing the interview, I went on the interwebby thing. I found out who you were wearing, went and bought some products, some koozies, some guitar picks, and some T-shirts, the whole deal, you know what I mean? So it does work. It's subliminal.
Yeah.
Want to keep that in the back of your mind. Please send me a couple of T-shirts. I would be honoured to promote you while we're doing these shows. You know what I mean?
Sounds good. What size?
I'll get Barbara to give you all the details.
Okay, will do.
She's good for that. She really, really is. She knows everything down pat. Now, having said that, just very, very quickly, and believe me, we are going to get into Burn Unit very, very shortly, but before we started this, you mentioned to me that you would dearly like to come down to the Antipodes and play here in New Zealand for Kiwi audiences on Kiwi stages. We would love to have you. We really, really would. But I want to give you a heads up that Rise Up TV is coming here, literally here to the studio. And believe me, Mark Rosner, Tim Steinreich, they're going to India. They're actually going to Ireland first, then going to India, then to Papua New Guinea, then over to New Zealand. After that, I think they're going to Cambodia, to be very honest. Why don't you hop on the boat? Why don't you get on with these guys?
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. I didn't realize that was one of the runs. We've been talking about a couple of the other tours and trying to see if we can fit into those mixes. But that's a really good question. I'll have to talk to Mark and Tim about that one.
Please do, please do. We would love you to come here to New Zealand and play in front of our audiences. We really, really would. But at the same time, let's not forget, it is a TV show, so we're characters and all that sort of stuff. Papua New Guinea, we are introducing Rise Up TV to an artist coming out of Papua New Guinea, and at the same time, we're also looking at moving into Papua New Guinea and setting up our own radio station over there as well. So, there's lots of business happening and wherever we're going, as much as wherever Rise Up TV's going, especially Mark Rosner. So, I've got to be honest with you, Glenn, would love to shake your hand in person, see you performing live on stage. Really would love that.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
We'll be in touch on that one.
Nice. Now, let's move on. I'm being told that we've got to move on because it's 12 minutes away from 12 o'clock, so we better do this. Tell me a little bit about Burn Unit. Have you been in one yourself?
No, the title is maybe a little bit misleading. It talks a little bit about the fires that happen in our lives. Really, it's more about the way that things that happen to us in our lives can consume us. It's particularly focused actually on mental health and kind of the burning down of self that tends to happen when we go through the most difficult experiences of life. So it's actually more about mental health, depression, anxiety, and those kinds of topics. It's a very personal story for Ken as he relates some of the challenges that he's been through personally on the mental health front. And that song has really resonated a lot with people during particularly the pandemic. We've noticed in our music community here in Alberta that we've lost many musicians to either a combination of drugs, overdoses, or through taking their own life because of depression and sort of that removal of ability to be who they are as musicians, and to perform, to get together, all of that. And so this song has really resonated with our fans on that front.
I get it, and I'm sorry for putting you off there. Really, really am. It's just Barbara Early Wandy thing again. So, without further ado, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Coming out of Alberta, Canada, is Revolution Engine and Burn Unit. Oh, dear. So, excuse me, my bro. Asthmatic.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
So is Kenny. Ken is also asthmatic. He needs an inhaler on stage often.
Okay. Well, that is me too. And believe me, I get it. I really, really do. Horrific with what's happening overseas right now, especially in Russia and the Ukraine and stuff like that as well. So, believe me, I understand exactly. Oh, by the way, Rise Up TV is also going to Norway to go and meet up with a friend of mine over there called Gay Miranda, coming from the band Biking Queen.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I've seen Tim post about them before.
Yeah. I introduced them.
They've actually signed
cool.
records.
And Biking Queen has also signed to Big Records, which is absolutely fantastic. Love that idea. But Gay Miranda is the manager of the band. He wrote the score, literally, check this out, he wrote the score for Lord of the Rings.
No way.
He did.
Wow.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan.
Oh, really? Oh, you'll know the name Peter Jackson then, won't you?
Oh, sir. Yep.
Yeah, I went to university with that guy.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I really did. Moreover, I know why he's on the rich list today.
Why is that?
Because back then he wouldn't buy a bloody beer.
He saved it instead of made it.
If you really like the guy, may I recommend you go and find a movie called Meet the Feebles, done by Peter Jackson. I had a little something to do with it as well, to be honest with you. I'm quite, I don't know whether I should be proud of it or not, but I did have something to do with it. But believe me, if you like the Muppets, this is a bawdy version of it.
Oh, okay.
It's very interesting, it is. But it's one of his earlier works.
Oh, okay.
And then, there's earlier stuff again, which is, Yeah, movie called Bad Taste. And it is. Bad taste, completely bad taste.
I'll have to check it out.
Please do, please do. But having said that, remember the opening scene of Lord of the Rings with the wizard on his cart going into Hobbiton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about an hour and a half away from where we are right now. That whole set, and we can take you there.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Well, actually, the others can take you there. I'm not allowed back home.
Oh, I'm sure there's a story there.
Oh, missing security card.
Yes.
Okay, well, just put it like that. I'll tell you the full story next time we meet.
And it's untrue.
So I walked with him now. He was walking with me through these endless hearts. And when the flames rose higher, it was him. It was Christ. He was the architect of my fire. Galaxy.
You know, I continuously forget to turn the microphones on, which is really weird for a DJ that talks all the time, but it happens. Now, Glenn, I've got to ask you, Glenn, a young lady coming out of Inverness, her name is Tracy, she's asking, are you looking at maybe if you're getting on board with a bit of a world tour, would you, maybe consider dropping by Scotland for a minute, have a play here?
Scotland. Yeah, Scotland would be pretty awesome. I've never been, so I think it would be pretty awesome. I have never been to any portion of the UK area or Europe yet, so that's something that's pretty interesting to me, particularly Germany. I would love to go to Germany as well, but good friends of ours are from Scotland, and they just love it there, so they've been bugging us to go.
Well, my mother comes from there, and she says you're not missing much at all, to be honest with you. She comes from Glen. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll move on from that. But if you've never been to Germany, I do have a friend of mine who is from Germany right now. Jorg is watching. You never know; you might be able to hook up together and get something happening. Now, I've got to be honest. Jorg just did a show a couple of hours ago, and I wished him luck with that. We've been playing his ads for him, but he's also collaborated with a number of our artists as well, including Terry Van Cannon, who's in Lazy Indie magazine. This month, it's out. It really is. Go and check it out. And Terry Van Cannon, slide steel master coming out of North Carolina. He really, really is. So believe me, if you ever find yourself in a position where you want a slide steel master, especially, and believe me, I gave him the challenge, put a voice box on it, the old Peter Frampton tubey thing, and see what he can come up with there. He actually did it. He really did.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And
The high old talk box.
yeah, exactly, the old squawky bit. Yeah. Having said that, Tim Steinruck says, love the new screens as well. Absolutely brilliant. And have you noticed the Rise Up TV and the new ads running on the screens there? Got to let you know, guys, if you want your logo placed here, talk to Barbara. She'll get it for you. Don't know how much it'll cost, but talk to Barbara, believe me. Having said that, my friend, we are going to have to wrap it up here. It's 4 minutes away from 12 o'clock. Will you please come back? Can we do a full interview in the near future, my friend?
Absolutely, yeah. We'll get that lined up very soon.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you. Extra more now. I'm sorry, I really do. But if you have survived this bit, and believe me, if you need a psychiatrist or a anything in that medical, I've got one close to you. I can take care of it, okay? I know a man.
Good.
I do. So, I better do this, I suppose, and bring up the how happy we are to be with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard, right here at Galaxy. Have a very happy and successful day. Join me back for the breakfast show tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock for me. We'll actually start it off about 5 o'clock. Barbara says 5:30. But enjoy your day and stay safe. In the meantime, have a very, very interesting time. See you tomorrow.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard. 107
Ah, dear, you guys got there before I did.